If you have questions, we have answers. Join us live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Talkin' RV Tech, presented by RVTravel.com.
Here's a sample from one of our recent shows.
Ardo Holt says, I have a 2005 Fleetwood Providence motorhome. My hydraulic jacks control board keeps beeping. The jacks are up. The fluid reservoir is full. Any idea what I should do next? No fluid leaks.
No fluid leaks. So
it depends on the style of system. Some of the older ones, I mean, even some of the newer ones or whatever, they use a plunger. You can see if there's an actual mechanical plunger failure. Sometimes they'll stick and they'll say it's down when it's not, or they'll even just go bad.
Yeah.
That's
2005. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a power gear system before Lippert bought them out.
Yeah.
So
they did some changes on those plungers, like he's saying. Check to see if your springs are retracting the jack up all the way. Go underneath, take a bottle jack or something and press up on it. Those plungers, if you look online, get your jack number. There's a model number on the jack. Get that off. You should be able to identify, because I think there's 4 or 5 different style plungers. Make sure that if you're taking stuff like that, anytime you're messing with the hydraulics, be very careful, because some of those systems are like 14 to 2,500 psi's, and if you just undid a line, the fluid will cut you right in half. So be careful. Go through the owner's manual, read the instructions.
Yeah, I would even recommend call Power Gear from Lippert. And Lippert also has an online tech training program where they've got a complete Power Gear leveling jack tutorial for owners. But I would call them first. 2 things that could possibly be wrong that I've seen in the past, working more on HWH system, but they're similar to that, is the first thing is that they want a constant 2 pounds per square inch pressure. When you're done, whether it's the slide room coming in that's hydraulic or the jacks are coming up, there's a valve in there that's supposed to hold that fluid at like 2 pounds per square inch or something like that. And if that valve starts to get weak and it allows fluid to backflow a little bit through there, that's going to tell that sensor. And you might even have a jack that's just creeping enough to get it. And like you said, the springs, but it could be that. And I've seen where the sensors go bad.
Yeah.
Where they've got a ground to that sensor, and the ground gets corroded, and then it shows like it's an open circuit, which looks like it's a jack coming down. And so I would start with those, but I think it would be best. I'm sorry, David. The only other thing I would say is maybe has the fluid in that system been changed out? Because usually Power Gear and HWH, some of the other manufacturers don't say it anymore like they used to, but it could be air
years.
Yeah. Have you changed that fluid? The very first thing, I guess, you back up to the.
You don't have to, but you
did you check the fluid level? Which I guess I'm assuming you have. And if it's 2005, that hydraulic fluid in there,
17 years old.
Yeah, it's starting to break down. You're getting air bubbles in it. So.
Well, as the hoses are breaking down in the seals and stuff, even the seals in the jacks. So when you go underneath, Arnold, and you're checking to see if the jack's all the way up, like Dave was saying, it could be a seal. It could be the seal in the jack cylinder itself dropping down, losing enough pressure to cause that sensor to go on, indicating that there is an issue. In fact,
they'll leak within themselves, like where you can't see it.
The backflow.
Yeah.
The backflow in there, and you don't see it.
If you get the chance, if you can get whether you take it to a shop, there's fluid extractors on those type of systems. You usually have to, put the hose in the reservoir, suck it all out, fill it up, cycle the system, and just keep doing the same thing. When you get all the old fluid out, was it discolored? Is there any particles in it? Is there any grainy stuff in the bottom of the reservoir? Check for anything like that, because it could be, we'll get owners that'll come in here to the shop and, my jack's bad. And then we put them on a new jack, and then 6 months later, the next jack's bad, or the pump goes bad. And like Zach was referring to, and you were referring to, the systems will get contaminated because the fluid is breaking down the hoses and the seals. And once that circulates through that system, it's contaminated. You can't flush it out. It's going to ruin everything. So you have to do like a whole new complete system on it. So.
Yep.
Join us live this coming Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Talkin' RV Tech.
You can join us on any of the YouTube or Facebook destinations linked below.
We hope to see you there.